This is the Northwest Comic Show.
Brought to you by Northwest Comic Fest on August 15th and 16th of 2015 in the Salem Convention Center. The greatest event ever.
The Northwest Comic Show is also brought to you by the Soup Shack, downtown in the Reed.
Hi, I'm Casey Okupe. Thank you. Thank you, that's very nice. I'm Casey Okupe. This is the Northwest Comic Show. It's a show about things that are pop culture. It's part of the Northwest Comic Fest, which is happening August 15th and 16th in 2015, which is in a few months, a couple months. And that'll be at the Salem Convention Center. We're bringing on people who are going to be at the Northwest Comic Fest and people that are in the realm of pop culture. Today we have Adam Watson, and it's great you could be here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, absolutely. So now, what do you do in the way of pop culture and things like that?
I own Darkslinger Comics, which is a publishing company that I own. I am also a writer, and I've created most of the characters that I write about. So I write our titles: Ghost Assassin, Chronicles of Von Helsing, which you should have over there.
Oh yeah, let me go get those.
Sure.
All right. Let's see. You brought some comics here.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so I'm the publisher on Who Will Save the World, which is this one.
That's beautiful.
And then I'm the writer on the rest of these: Principalities and Chronicles of Von Helsing. If you just want to go ahead and show the other covers.
Oh, yeah. This is, there it went.
As well as several other titles that are not currently in print. So I'm working on getting those back in print.
I see. Let me take a look at these.
Sure.
I got to show this again. This looks beautiful. I like this. Now, he looks like someone had to tell him twice, right? You know what I mean? So what is this about? Who will save the world?
That is a zombie World War I story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's about the Germans during World War I getting a hold of a chemical recipe that makes their soldiers into zombie-type guys.
Is that true? Did that happen?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is based on actual events.
I think so. Yeah.
There was a World War I.
There was a World War I.
And the Germans got a hold of some chemicals.
Right.
Okay.
They made some chemicals. Yeah.
Figures. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, let me see. When did you start writing?
Started writing, well, I've been writing most of my life, but I started...
That's a long time. How long is that?
It was about 35 years,
35 years?
I probably started writing when I was first born. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, but I started writing with the intent to become a comic creator at about the age of 21 or 22.
Oh,
So,
okay.
13, 14 years now.
Wow. All right. So, what do you like about writing?
I don't really feel emotion unless I'm writing. So when I'm writing, I can properly feel things that I can't feel otherwise.
Yeah, my wife tells me that too, that I
Yeah?
don't feel emotion.
Yeah?
Nice.
Does it scare?
Yeah. So, you've been writing, you said about 14 years?
About, yeah.
Cool. Okay, and now who is one of your influences or favorite writers?
My absolute favorite writer is probably Jeff Smith, who created Bone.
Oh.
And I actually got to meet him at a convention 2009, 2010, I'm going to say.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's my absolute favorite.
That's awesome. Okay. So, did you tell him that?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said thank you.
Nice.
And, I gave him one of our comics, and he actually asked for an autograph on it, which, he probably does to everybody who gives him a comic. But still, it was a highlight.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know if he does that or not.
Yeah.
But what do
Scribble
you...
something up and take it to him.
Well, maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I should check a little more in depth into Bone because I've seen it around a lot.
You haven't read it yet? You can buy it all in one story.
I barely know how to read.
Oh, okay.
So you can buy it all in
It's got
one...
pictures. Yeah, you can buy one book that has
I like
the whole
pictures,
thing in it. Yeah.
Okay.
And your kid would love it. So.
Would he?
Yeah.
Okay. He's crazy. So, all right. Well, that's good to know. Now, what kind of books are you reading now?
Reading right now, I read about a graphic novel a day. So,
Really?
yeah. So I just finished The Motherless Oven, and I read the Avengers versus X-Men story just because I figured I should. And
Okay.
I read a Batman book the other day. And
Which one?
Clay, I think is what it was called. It was like the fourth one in Legends of the Dark Knight.
Is that about Clayface?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me see. Who will save the world? We got that. What's Chronicles of Van Helsing?
Chronicles of Von Helsing
Yeah.
is about the Von Helsings. You know who Abraham Von Helsing was, right? From
yes.
Dracula?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't deal with him. It deals with them, no. It deals with them as a family. It's kind of like a clan, and it's kind of like,
The Van Helsings.
yes, the
Man.
world's longest blood feud, basically, the vampires versus the Von Helsings.
Okay.
So the first volume deals with Jeannie Marie and her grandsons, Ezekiel and Robert.
Is this the first volume?
Yeah, that's issue number 2.
This is issue number 2?
Yes.
Okay, now this is appears to be a wolf or something, right?
Yeah, vampires could turn into wolves in
Oh.
Cernus.
Okay.
So, yes. A lot of people think that's a werewolf. It's not. It's actually a vampire.
Like that movie, Bram Stoker's Dracula, where
Yeah.
he turned into a werewolf.
He
right?
turned into a wolf thing, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then you got weird. Well, so this is about the family. Now, that family, that'd be a very intense. Are they like no nonsense?
Yeah. Basically,
Very
they've
militant?
been killing vampires for so long that they don't really know how to do anything else.
Yeah.
They have no real societal interests.
Sure, they don't see the value in going out and playing frisbee.
No, or reading, or writing, or watching movies, or, it's killing vampires, and they're basically like hillbillies.
Okay.
So,
Okay, because I was gonna say, how do they make an income, or does that pay, or if they're like hillbillies, maybe they
I
are
haven't
self-sustaining.
addressed that yet, but yeah, I guess, vampires are going to have things on them when you kill them, so...
Gold.
I don't want to be too much like Blade, but,
Sure.
maybe they just take the gold from the... I haven't dealt with it yet in the story, so...
Jewels, gold, things like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, these are obviously awesome comics. They deal with the Van Helsing family and the zombies that the Germans made, which is based on a true story. Now, where can people pick these up?
You can get them from our website, which is darkslinger.com.
Okay.
Quite a few shops in the Portland area carry them.
Awesome.
There's kind of a smattering of shops around that carry them. We do a number of conventions per year, so that's a
Okay.
good place as well. Probably the easiest place, though, is just to go on our website.
Darkslinger.com.
Darkslinger.com, yes.
Okay. Now, we talked about this back when we were doing the Northwest Comic Talks and everything. How does somebody get into, how did you start?
I started, I thought that I wanted to write for other companies with pre-existing characters.
All right.
But I kept creating my own characters every time I did.
Oh.
So I had a friend that kept trying to convince me to open up my own publishing company. And basically I was too afraid, but he died kind of unexpectedly. And when he did, it was just the last push I needed, so I decided to just go out and do it myself. And I'm glad I did, because I would not enjoy writing, G.I. Joe comics or anything of that nature. So.
Okay. Wow, so he was like this final inspiration or whatever. He
Yeah,
pushed you
kind
over
of.
the...
Kind of like, you can die at any
Sure.
moment, so
Oh.
don't wait, sort of thing. So.
Yeah, don't wait.
Don't wait.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, let me see. What is that? What you would tell people who are considering publishing and stuff? Just go for it.
Go for it, but learn all you can first.
First.
Yes, or at the very least, learn as you go along. A lot of self-publishers fail because they do not take the time to learn what they need to do. Learn it. There's a plethora of information out there. You can go on YouTube and type in comic creator interview, and you're going to come up with things exactly like this. You can find old magazines right now, or Draw, or Sketch, that you
Okay.
can read interviews in and find out information that you'll need. That'll save you a lot of time and headache and hassle.
you know what? We need someone like you to do some kind of class or something. You know what I mean?
We could do it at your con if you want.
Yeah? Or maybe like a video tutorial or something.
Something.
Then people buy the DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Awesome.
We'll split the revenue.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, so you're saying to Google it, YouTube it.
Yes.
Into publishing and writing and things along those
yes.
lines.
Visit comic shops, ask them if they have any how-to magazines, books.
Okay.
More than how-to, though, it's important to read interviews.
Okay.
You want to read or listen to as many interviews as possible.
Because they're candid about the problems and the issues.
Yes, most comic creators are pretty honest about what they've been through, how they got to where they're going.
Okay.
You know, if you look at somebody's career and you're like, that's the career that I want, you can find information out there on how they got there.
They talk about the failings and the successes.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, what are a couple of your successes and a couple failings, if we may?
Well, my biggest failing at the moment was actually on getting more issues out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not always easy to get more issues out. At the moment, I'm kind of struggling to try and complete issue number 5 of Chronicles of Von Helsing and get it all out there before Crypticon, which happens May 22nd. So most independent presses fell at that one. So, you know, I'm not really any different than anybody else, but it would be nice if I could produce more on a more regular basis.
Sure.
So, biggest success, there have been several being reviewed positively in Fangoria.
Awesome.
Was, you know, quite a boost. Meeting Jeff Smith was awesome. You know, I was at the convention, so it wasn't like it was a successful thing, but.
Okay. Well, I think that's pretty cool. I think we've got some data. We know how to get started. We know about Darkslinger Comics now and some of the stories, if we hadn't already heard of it. I mean, a lot of us already have, especially in the Northwest and everything. So let's give it up for Adam Watson. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We're going to be back with Ray McMillin. So he's coming up next. All right, everybody. I hope you're prepared because right now on Northwest Comic Show, we have Ray McMillin. Come on up here. Hey.
Let's hear it for your host, Casey. Thank you. You look like every guy I've ever met that worked in a comic book store. Like, you look like I'd ask you for weed, but then I get closer and realize you don't smoke weed, and you're going to ostracize me for bringing drugs into Wild Things. I like your show. I'm recently back in the dating pool because I just beat Grand Theft Auto 5. And it's a very immersive game. I'm sure you've all played it because you're watching cable access. Yeah. And I was told when I bought the game that it promoted violence against women and that people that play Grand Theft Auto 5 are promoters of misogyny. And I thought that was ironic because the day I bought Grand Theft Auto 5, I did not see a human female for like 7 weeks straight. I was locked in my apartment eating cereal out of the bag and drinking the same cold cup of Dutch Brothers. And I think the name of the game that promotes violence against women is called football. Because if I play enough Grand Theft Auto 5, I can't be encouraged to go out and trade stocks and buy an airplane and start a meth lab. Well, I could because it's Salem and we have Shemekere. But it's a lot harder to do that than it is to find out, oh, that's football. I can play football, and then you're beating up your wife in an elevator on national television. Somehow that's not the game that promotes violence. I feel safe telling this next joke or story because are there football fans in here? Yeah. Football and comedy and comics go together like football and comedy and comics. This is a room full of people that got beat up by football players, so I hope you guys would relate to the story. Well, you never did. You're into hunting vampires and shit, man. Yeah, I wouldn't freaking mess with you. But I got stuck in line at the Beanery behind 2 douchebag jocks that were still wearing their sports ball outfits. So everything but the helmet. Like if I wore a staff pass after this gig to try to convince a girl at Governor's Cup that I was important by doing the show, it's the same kind of mentality. They're like, oh, we played a game earlier, we're important. Yeah. And Todd looks at Chad and goes, hey, Chad, you know what I hate? I hate physics. We shouldn't have to do physics in school. We're going to win the championship. And then Chad looked back at Todd and said something like, yeah, physics is a queer. We should lynch it. This is how it played out in my head. But it basically meant that Chad and Todd did not enjoy physics. And I felt bad for them because they probably couldn't understand physics. They devoted their entire life to being football players. So I felt really bad about all my prejudices about football players, because in order to understand something as complex as physics, you'd have to have a scenario where, let's say, an object was launched at an angle with like a given amount of trajectory and force behind that object. And then a moving object would run across like some measurable distance in, let's say, yards, and then predict with precision at what point on that yard line the object was going to land, and then catch that object perfectly, throw it on the ground, go back and date rape a cheerleader. Maybe then he could understand how physics works. I like living in Salem, like everyone that's watching this right now, because I don't think the station makes it outside of Kaiser, does it? It's just like a nice little tight-knit community. Salem is the Applebee's of Oregon. You don't go here, you end up here. And you take a weird pride in being here, just like the people at Applebee's. But I found out that we do have work ethic here, and I'm going to tell you the story, the most important and triumphant story you'll ever hear of a Salem person, an entrepreneur. One summer, there was a little white trash boy that lived on Lancaster, and he wanted to go to Disneyland. And he looked at his parents and said, "Hey, Dad, hey, Tammy, I want to go to Disneyland this year." And Jeff looked down at his son and said, "Well, we don't have enough money to go to Disneyland, but my uncle's got some property at Turner, and we have a broken Humpty Dumpty statue." And that is the story of Enchanted Forest. Thank you. And a couple of years later, they got cocky and built the water slide around the meth lab and called it Thrillville. And it didn't work out because they gave it a pedophile for a mascot. They should have picked a bunny. Remember that guy?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He'd pull up to the amusement park and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm not letting my kids near that thing. It's just a cartoon." They can drown, they can fall off of something, they can get kidnapped. There's an RV park in the background. It's the only water slide to ever advertise the fact that you could go watch wrestling and buy Coke a couple blocks away. I like our wrestlers. I don't like wrestling because it's the only sport that if you say professional in front of it, it actually loses merit. Like, if I said I was a professional skateboarder, "Oh, you're not a slacker," or, "Oh, I'm a professional basketball player, you have hope. You're a wrestler? Yeah, a professional wrestler. Oh, are you a juggalo?" So those guys are cool. I thought they were hipsters, with the curly mustaches and such. All right, well, I guess I'll wrap up with the story. I probably shouldn't tell the one about the guy from Journey because he's sent me cease and desist. I love you, Dean, if you're watching. Those jokes weren't real. I'll end you on one note. I think we're all going to die. And I think we entered into a war we can't win because I heard a public service announcement from Bon Jovi for the military. And this is real. He comes on and goes, "Hi, guys, I'm Jonathan Bon Jovi for the United States military. We've got to hold on to what we've got as a country." And then it plays his song. "We got to hold on to what we've got." It says, "Join the United States military." Well, not one branch of the military, the whole goddamn military. And this is offensive to our troops because the next lyric in that song is, "It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not." Which is a pretty shitty attitude to take to war. You can't really picture the president on TV like, "Well, we've got each other, and that's enough for love. We're going to give this a shot, all right? We're halfway there. These troops have run out of rations. They're starving. They're literally living on a prayer." And it's insulting because any other Bon Jovi song would have worked to go to battle. That's the only depressing Bon Jovi song. It's the one about the guy who was Union went on strike and he's down on his luck, etc. Any other Bon Jovi song is a kick-ass song. Like, "Hey, Osama, you're wanted. Dead or alive. Shot through the heart." And you take credit for it. "It's my life, and I'm joining the damn military." But I don't think it's a very effective ad to have Bon Jovi using "Living on a Prayer" to send people to die. So only one of two things has happened. Either we've completely given up on our troops, because we could have just hired the guy from Slayer or Ted Nugent to be like, "You want to kill brown people for college credit?" And that would have worked. Or we finally pushed the button on Kim Jong WTF, and we're all going to just get nuked here really soon. And we thought we have to give a disposable army. We have to build a human shield. And we can't do it the same month as the Insane Clown Posse conference. So we have to gather a group of people that we can all agree to stereotype. And I'm allowing everyone out there who's racist or bigoted or homophobic, drop those prejudices. Your new prejudice is Bon Jovi fans. You're allowed to think of a fat chick named Tammy with a she mullet that drips over her Looney Tunes tattoo that's hanging on to 5 children, 36 Fs. with a tattoo of Calvin peeing on the Looney Tunes tattoo from the other breast. And she works for her 37-year-old boyfriend, Mitch, who has a Slipknot tattoo on his neck. And he drinks Monster Energy drinks. These are the people that comprise the United States military. Thanks to Jonathan Bon Jovi. So if you feel comfortable going to bed tonight, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm Ray McMillin. Please join the military. Thank you very much.
All right, let's give it up again for Ray McMillin. That was very, very fun.
Thank you.
I saw people in pain.
Thank you. That's good.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's if you were just browsing World Star or you were laughing or...
No. It was laughter pain.
Oh yes, yes.
Pains of joy.
Yeah, that's why I got into comedy. Some people think laughter heals, and I've discovered the way to hurt people with it.
Yes.
So I take out my hatred for the world by writing jokes.
Good.
It's a nice
I
hobby. I haven't got this outfit because this is I went somewhere really scary to get this hat. You guys see this? I just moved back from California, and I went to a place that was like there's gunshots and liquor stores and babies, and it's at the Lancaster Mall.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's where I bought this when I got back from California. Nice. I got this there too. This entire outfit was like $14.
Excellent.
Yeah, I look like a surfboard Vato.
A regular Salem.
Yeah, yeah, Salem, man. It's we have all the minorities Portland speaks for.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
nice
great.
place down here. Yeah.
All right. Well, I like it. I have a similar shirt myself.
This is feminism right here. It's Marilyn Monroe with fake breasts and tattoos of Los Angeles gang graffiti, just like she used to sport.
Back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. The famous picture of
yes,
with the fake boobs and the gold grill.
Yeah. See, they took that picture and they just made it black and white.
Yeah. I call this pumpkin spice feminism.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever learned that trick? If you tell girls you're into women's studies courses, they actually trust you. It's the weirdest, most backwards.
Wow.
Yeah, creepy guys should learn that trick, man.
Right now, my wife would probably think that I don't need to know that.
Oh yeah, you're on TV.
Oh yeah. All right.
You still owe me like $80. I don't care if she knows about the hookers or not, but
okay.
I fronted you that money.
Well, she does now. Yeah. She knows about that now. I didn't. Okay. That didn't really happen. No.
Shout out to Portland Road, keeping Salem employed.
Yeah.
Those college credits.
Shout out. Shout outs.
You take 6 years to walk to Shemekin and you could pay for your degree.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, just do it real slow.
Okay. All right.
So how's your show going?
Well, it's it's crazy.
Salem looks beautiful, by the way. This is just gorgeous.
I know.
The skyline is.
I know.
It's nice.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
In Salem that people don't know about. Yeah.
Especially the people doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get very intoxicated in this town. Yeah.
I've been there last weekend. Yeah.
Well, it's Friday, so good job making it that long.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. I can tell that this portion of the show is going to go really quick.
It will.
Yeah, and that's good.
Let's just bang these questions out. Like
all right.
7-gram rocks.
They're actually very vague and not really necessarily that important.
Just like comic books.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. No offense.
As he looks at Adam Watson.
Well, that's what I loved about the interview. He's like, what's up in the storyline? I haven't finished it yet. You know, like that's why you're cool. Is most people would BS. We're gonna go somewhere you've never expected us to go. This guy's like, I don't have a clue, man.
That's
I got
cool,
a pile of crayons, this paper, and I gave him to my kid, and I'm hoping he comes up with something.
That's cool though, because things can evolve as they're created instead
that's
of.
That's probably why he's got a good storyline. Is because when you're under pressure, you don't get away with, BS.
Yeah.
Like I can get away with as much BS as I want, but.
Oh, that's what it's. Is that what? That's what it's all about, right?
No, stand-up comedy is when you fail at every other form of entertainment.
Okay.
And you can't put aside your ego or commit to something for longer than a half hour, and so you get into stand-up comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it has to do with focus.
We're basically strippers that know our dads.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just one step away from the pole.
Nice. Yeah. Or
rest in peace, Hard Candy.
Oh. Yeah. So
I don't know if are they going to put an Applebee's or something there?
That's what we can just hope, right?
We can always hope.
How late do they stay open at Applebee's?
Hard Candy stays open pretty late. Applebee's, I don't know. About 11:30, it starts to look pretty Mad Maxy in there.
Okay.
That's when I leave.
Well, enough about them.
Yeah,
Applebee's.
we have 28 seconds to answer 15
Roughly.
questions.
Yeah. So let me see. How was it like growing up for you that caused this awesome comedy? I'll just throw one out there.
I went to Shemeketa.
All right.
Was told I was going to have a future.
Really?
Yeah, and we all know where that goes.
Right.
So I've been working in strip clubs for about 7 years, and I had a shred of moral constitution show up, and here I am in stand-up comedy.
Okay. Well, we're about out of time.
Tip your dancers.
So, where can we? I'm just going to throw it out here. Where can we see you in the future?
In Salem, I'm regular at the Capital City Theater,
Okay.
which is right around the corner from CCTV. It's CCT, no V.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry if
That
you're
was pretty
dyslexic.
quick. Yeah, I can barely follow that.
Yeah, Capital City Theater on Tuesdays at open mic. Fridays I perform the second and or third Wednesday of the month at the 50, and the first Sundays of the month at Liberty Spirit. And I write for a magazine called Savage Henry.
Savage Henry?
Savage Henry magazine. It's glossy on the outside and nice and punk rock on the inside. So
All right.
you can
So are
use it.
people able to get a hold of you through Savage Henry or something?
Yeah, you can get a hold of me at Facebook. There's 2 Ray McMillins, and they're both me.
Nice.
So it's pretty easy to call them. I'm not related to the coach, Nate.
Okay.
Yeah, no relation.
All right.
I know we look a lot alike.
Well, I think we went over our time, but we'll squeeze it in. So let's give it up for Adam Watson and Ray McMillin this episode.
They should buy his comic books.
Yes, buy these comic books.
Chronicles
Go
of
to
Van Helsing.
darkslinger.com to get more information about these comics. So
Great
excellent.
comic books.
Cool.
They're not as thick as you think they were, but they're really high quality.
Yeah, your standard probably 24 pages.
Stand
Or
them up,
something.
okay, dude?
I don't know.
I don't want to ruin them. There we go.
Nice.
This is the Northwest Comic Show.
Brought to you by Northwest Comic Fest on August 15th and 16th of 2015 in the Salem Convention Center. The greatest event ever.
The Northwest Comic Show is also brought to you by the Soup Shack, downtown in the Reed.
I don't like that.
You do or don't? You don't?
No.
That's your face.
I don't know.
I'm
Even
sorry.
though I'm highly beautiful, I just don't like, insane close-ups. So.
No, but I just... Hey! There you go. Don't look at this. Whatever this is.
I'm
This
trying
buggy?
not to look
Should we
at
put
that.
it over there?
I can turn that so you don't see any of it.
Oh, okay.
you like
Yeah,
that?
that'd be awesome.
Okay.
I would hate it myself.
I don't like cameras and stuff like that. So,
Just remember
I'm
this
forcing
is a
myself
really
to be here.
this is a really big deal. So don't blow it,
I
or
know.
it'll ruin
The
everything.
last video I watched said
Yeah.
60 down at the bottom.
Oh,
That was 59 people plus me, or was I the 61st? I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
Talk that